This video reveals something shocking about those little errors you're always trying to avoid. One of your silly mistakes is about to make you incredibly successful, but only if you recognize its hidden potential. This isn't just another motivational video. It contains a perspective shift that most people miss their entire lives. Success loves mistakes more than perfection, and the most innovative people throughout history understood this secret. What I'm about to share could completely transform how you view your errors and slip-ups forever. Don't click away, because the silly mistake you've been beating yourself up about might actually be the unexpected doorway to your biggest breakthrough. Yet, missing this message means continuing to avoid the very mistakes that could catapult your success. Every day, people obsess over perfection while unknowingly sabotaging their greatest opportunities. The most innovative companies actually reward certain types of mistakes because they understand what's really happening beneath the surface. When you avoid all mistakes, you close yourself off to the unexpected discoveries that have created billion-dollar industries and revolutionary inventions. This particular perspective on mistakes represents a critical turning point in how you approach your work, relationships, and personal growth. That's why this message found you today. Your attention to this video isn't random. It's appearing precisely when you need to hear it most. The mistake you've been regretting might contain exactly the insight you need for your next breakthrough. But the window to recognize this opportunity won't remain open if you continue believing all mistakes are bad. Every time you felt embarrassed about a mistake, kicked yourself for an error, or wished you could take back a silly decision, I understand that feeling. We've all experienced that sinking stomach drop when we realize we've messed up. Those moments when it seems like everyone else gets things right the first time while you struggle. I've been there too. The times when your mistakes felt like proof you weren't good enough. That pain is real and valid. The harsh self-criticism that follows errors, the replaying of what you should have done instead, the fear of making the same mistake again. These experiences are universal, yet we suffer through them alone. What if I told you that some of these very moments you regret might actually contain hidden gold? The path to excellence isn't always clean, and breakthrough discoveries aren't always intentional. Sometimes our most embarrassing mistakes contain our greatest opportunities if we have eyes to see them. The type of silly mistakes I'm talking about happen when you accidentally take a wrong turn, yet end up somewhere better than your original destination. They occur when you misunderstand instructions but create something unexpectedly valuable. They appear when you mix up ingredients but discover a better recipe. These productive mistakes happen when you drop something and notice an important detail on the ground. They emerge when you say the wrong thing but stumble into a more authentic conversation. They show up when technology fails you, forcing a creative solution you wouldn't have otherwise discovered. This isn't about carelessness or sloppy work. It's about those specific mistakes that occur at the edges of exploration, in the territory between what you know and what you're trying to learn. The errors that happen not from laziness, but from active engagement with challenging work. These particular mistakes are uniquely valuable precisely because they're unexpected. They break you out of conventional thinking and force new neural connections your brain wouldn't make otherwise. When you start recognizing the potential in certain mistakes, seemingly random errors transform into stepping stones toward unexpected innovation. Problems you've been stuck on for months suddenly reveal new angles of approach. The pressure to be perfect lifts, creating space for genuine creativity and discovery. This shift in perspective brings a sense of playfulness back to your work. Experiments become less scary because failures might actually be redirecting you toward something better than your original goal. Your willingness to share imperfect ideas increases, opening doors to collaboration that perfectionism would have kept locked. This awareness touches every area of your life, from how you approach relationships to how you handle workplace challenges, to how you learn new skills. When mistakes become potential opportunities rather than things to avoid at all costs, you'll find yourself taking productive risks that others are too afraid to attempt. This is where breakthrough thinking begins. The most innovative companies in the world now actively encourage certain types of mistakes. Google's famous 20% time policy led to Gmail and Google Maps, through explorations that often involved wrong turns and errors. Post-it notes, microwave ovens, pacemakers, and even chocolate chip cookies all came from mistakes that someone was wise enough to recognize as valuable. Your willingness to embrace productive mistakes sets you apart in a world obsessed with errorless performance. While others stay safely within known territories, you'll be discovering unexpected opportunities in the wilderness of what if. This perspective shift brings more possibilities into view than you can imagine. Your relationship with errors determines your capacity for discovery more than almost any other factor. The difference between an ordinary career and an extraordinary one often comes down to how you handle the mistakes that everyone inevitably makes. This message about mistakes is especially crucial right now. We're living in an era where artificial intelligence handles predictable error-free work with increasing efficiency. The uniquely human capacity to find value in mistakes and unexpected outcomes is becoming our most irreplaceable skill. Today's innovation economy rewards those who can navigate uncertainty and extract insights from apparent failures. The companies experiencing explosive growth aren't the ones with perfect execution of known formulas. They're the ones stumbling into new territory and recognizing opportunities in their missteps. You're ready to receive this message because you've experienced enough mistakes to know that avoiding them completely isn't possible. Your past experiences have prepared you to embrace this more sophisticated relationship with imperfection. You've matured beyond simplistic success or failure thinking. This perspective connects to larger movements in both science and business, where controlled risk-taking and iterative learning through small errors have become essential practices for breakthrough progress. If you're finding value in this perspective on mistakes, hit that like button to help others discover this message. 2. I'd love to hear about a mistake that unexpectedly led to something positive in your life. Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now to recognize the opportunity in their own recent error. With this new understanding of mistakes comes a different kind of responsibility. Instead of trying to avoid all errors, your task becomes more nuanced, learning to distinguish between careless mistakes and productive ones that expand possibilities. This means creating space in your life for exploration and experimentation. It means resisting the urge to abandon projects the moment something goes wrong. It means developing the wisdom to know when a mistake is taking you somewhere interesting versus somewhere dangerous. This perspective shift isn't about lowering standards. It's about recognizing that innovation rarely follows a straight line. The path to creating something meaningful almost always includes unexpected detours and wrong turns that ultimately contribute to the final destination. Start approaching problems with more curiosity and less fear. When something doesn't work, as planned, ask, what's interesting about this result before immediately fixing it or starting over. You're not alone in discovering the value of certain mistakes. Throughout history, communities of innovators have shared their errors openly, creating cultures where learning happened collectively rather than individually. Thomas Edison famously shared his 10,000 ways that don't work with his team. The C. Wright brothers documented every failed flight attempt, creating knowledge that propelled aviation forward. Today's most innovative companies host failure parties where teams celebrate mistakes that led to important insights. When you begin, Sharing your productive mistakes instead of hiding them, you create permission for others to do the same. This builds connections through vulnerability rather than perfection. It transforms competitive environments into collaborative ones where collective learning accelerates everyone's growth. Your willingness to acknowledge, "I tried this, it didn't work, and here's what I learned," helps others skip dead ends and build upon your discoveries. This creates ripple effects of innovation far beyond what you could accomplish alone. As you embrace this new relationship with mistakes, you'll need to develop discernment. Not all errors are created equal. Some truly are just careless mistakes that should be avoided through attention and systems. The key distinction lies in where the mistake happens. Errors in known territory with established best practices are rarely productive, but mistakes at the edges of what's known, in the experimental zone where you're trying something new, these often contain unexpected value. Guard against using this philosophy to justify sloppy work or lack of preparation. The most productive mistakes happen during wholehearted engagement, not disengaged carelessness. Develop the habit of briefly examining every mistake before moving on. Ask, "Is there something unexpected here that I couldn't have planned?" The key to 10 seconds this takes might reveal insights that change everything. Embrace this journey with both curiosity about what went wrong and confidence in your ability to extract value from it. Picture a future where you approach challenges with experimental curiosity rather than fear of mistakes. Imagine discovering solutions others miss because you're willing to follow unexpected paths. Envision building a reputation as someone who creates breakthrough ideas because you see opportunity where others see only errors. This perspective creates a cycle of positive innovation. Each time you extract value from a mistake, you become more willing to take intelligent risks. These risks lead to more interesting mistakes, which generate more valuable insights. Your creative confidence grows with each iteration of this cycle. The greatest innovators in every field share this relationship with mistakes. They don't succeed despite their errors. They succeed because of how they respond to them. What separates extraordinary careers from ordinary ones isn't a lack of mistakes, it's a different relationship with them. This path brings joy to the journey, not just the destination. If you want to develop this relationship with mistakes and discover more counterintuitive success principles, make sure you're subscribed and tap the notification bell. This channel is dedicated to helping you find opportunity in unexpected places. Drop a comment with one area where you'd like to become more comfortable making productive mistakes, and I'll try to address it in an upcoming video. The journey of transforming mistakes from enemies to allies continues beyond this video. As you move forward, remember that your most successful role models have likely made more mistakes than anyone else. They just extracted more value from each one. Your willingness to embrace this perspective places you in the company of history's great innovators and creators. They weren't perfect. They were persistent in finding value in imperfection. Create an environment around you that welcomes the right kinds of mistakes. Celebrate when team members or friends take risks that don't pay off, but generate interesting insights. The world needs more people willing to venture into uncertain territory where mistakes are inevitable, but breakthroughs possible. By choosing this path, you join a lineage of explorers who have expanded human possibility through their willingness to be wrong in interesting ways. Your next mistake might be your biggest breakthrough waiting to happen.